God, I can only picture in my head what's in that crawl space waiting to get out at my command. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Madison. And I believe we are just about to complete this ritual. You know, they had said that the only way to free ourselves was compliance, but I really just don't see how. I don't see how that helps us. I don't see how this outcome can't be worse than anything that it could do to us otherwise. All I know right now is that we have a third tape to listen to. Has the whole game been building to that? And we should be able to do something with it. Thank you.
John, I must stress to you how dangerous these demons really are. I've witnessed a few exorcisms in my time. Not everyone lived to tell the tale. These beings are not alive, and that makes them stronger than us. They entertain themselves with us. They enjoy our fear, causing us pain. They feed off of it. It gives them power, gives them strength. When one of them becomes attached to one of us, it's all but impossible to stop. They play with our bodies and minds.
Does this mean that
until they find what they were
that
looking
woman
for?
is attached to the
They're
camera?
no longer human.
Attached
They
to
are
me?
beyond everything.
Good job, yay.
John, I implore
She's
you.
no longer human.
Seek help. I'll investigate that woman you told me about. Madison Hale, and I'll get back to you as soon as I find something. Keep all of this information away from your son. Get rid of that camera as soon as you get this message, but please, please do be careful. If your child has already had contact with this entity, his life, yours, and your family's are in
Mom.
jeopardy.
Chanel, what have I done? I need to find a way to end this. Fuck. It burns. My body burns. Horns?
Are you seeing glimpses of what's beyond?
I think I've seen something like this in the house.
Alright, well, let's have a look around. Okay, well, I was done with that place anyway. This clock room we still have not accessed. This thing's time to shine. Okie dokie. Eight. That's got to be one of the digits, right?
No, not again. No, fuck. I can't feel my fingers. What is happening to my body?
Another journal entry.
I don't know what this could mean. There was a red light, but everything was dark.
Okay, where are we seeing that? This is really cool. This is, it's kind of a test. Like, you know, you've spent so much time in this environment. How much have you actually retained? Right this way. I mean, it's a red light. I'm not sure if it's actually... No. And what we're looking for will have photos around it anyway. You know what? I've never been back to try and figure out this combination. I guess, like, will red lights be when I kill the power?
What the hell am I doing? The doorbell. I gotta get to the front door.
Sounds a lot like the phone ringing. Where even is the front door? Oh, that caused this to... Oh. That was really roundabout. Like, to think to turn off the... and then come back here. Okay. All right.
She's playing with my mind. There is no escape.
These are all memorial plaques.
Photographs of the dismembered limbs of her victims. Apparently, the woman photographed the corpses while mutilating them. Fortunately, the police were notified before she could carry it out, putting an end to the massacre after the fourth victim. It is still unknown if she hid his body in such a way that his face was... According to
Oh my God.
witnessed her dragging the body into the house and notified the police. The woman's body was found unrecognizable in more than 13 pieces. The final victim was a 35-year-old woman. Madison stabbed her at her own front door. Neighbors witnessed her dragging the body into the house and notified the police. The woman's body was found unrecognizable in more than 13 pieces.
Is this like a morgue?
Woman. Madison stabbed her at her own front door. Neighbors witnessed her dragging the body into the house and notified the police. The woman's body was found. The final victim
Ooh,
was
right here. Maybe we'll start with this.
stabbed her at her own front door.
Ooh.
It sounds like something's moving.
It's not broken in the picture. Ooh, but there is a name. George Brown, 1975. Okay, let's get out of there. This is awful. Okay, I can move between floors however I want. I'm the fifth victim. I was gonna say this narration is really distracting, but here we are. I'm actually shocked. Of course, the mirror is all cloudy in a shot like this. I can't see a thing. Still can't see a thing. God, I hate this. I really hate this, having to look in tiny holes in the dirty tiles of this gross old morgue. All right, 3. Excuse me, I pushed the 3 button.
Madison stabbed her at her own front door. Madison hit his head with a sharp object repeatedly. The young man died instantly. His body was dismembered as well. The third victim was a 27-year-old man. Madison hit his head with a sharp object repeatedly. The young man died instantly. His body was dismembered as well. The third victim was a 27-year-old man.
Well, we could see something there,
Hit his head with a sharp object repeatedly.
but I'm not sure what it did once more.
His body was dismembered as well. The third victim was a 27-year-old man. Madison hit his
Maybe
head
I can
with a
break the
sharp
wall with
object
something.
repeatedly.
Maybe I can. Oh no, did I put away the crowbar? Can I use the hammer?
27-year-old man
Ooh, I can.
hit his head with a sharp object repeatedly. The young man died instantly.
Drake Fletcher, 1960 to 87.
Object repeatedly.
So I think this is what we have to do. We have to find the right ones. This one died in 87, so it's got to be him. Let's work our way down and then back up to 4.
His body was dismembered as well. The third victim was a 27-year-old man. Madison. The second victim was her 71-year-old mother. According to police reports, Madison amputated both of her legs while she was still alive. The woman passed away due to great loss of blood. Hours later, Madison continued to...
Why are you
mutilate her
telling me
body
this story while I'm
before
moving into
disposing of
this dark, dark area?
it. The second victim was her 71-year-old mother. According to police
I
reports,
hate this.
Madison amputated both of her legs while she was still alive. The woman passed away due to great
1902 to
loss of
37, it ain't you.
blood. Madison continued to mutilate her body before disposing of it. The second victim was her 71-year-old mother. According to police
Linda Carter, like Wonder Woman?
amputated both of her legs while she was still alive. Madison continued to mutilate her body before disposing of it.
Hale.
The second victim was
Judith Hale.
According to police reports, Madison amputated both of her legs while she was still alive.
So that's it. I need to... You probably each need to be the last one I photograph in a given place, right?
Before disposing of it.
Oh! Yep, okay, you know what? You can have that.
71-year-old mother.
You can have that. I get it. Lego my ego.
Madison amputated
Back to floor 1, please.
legs while she was still alive. The woman passed away due to great loss of blood. So far, his left leg and 3 fingers have not been found.
And you ain't gonna with that attitude.
The first victim was her own 75-year-old father.
Not you.
Madison mutilated his body in such a way that his face was unrecognizable. His body was
Robert
in
Hale.
pieces inside the well along with the other corpses.
Mom and Dad.
So far, his left leg
See, that's a piece of the story we hadn't heard yet, that the first 2 of 4 victims were her own parents. Wait, no. I've just made a connection. I've just made a connection. Maybe she wasn't some evil Satanist. Maybe she was in the same situation we find ourselves in now. What if we're just carrying on the torch? Something that might be going back farther than we know.
I wonder what these numbers are for.
They're the floor.
inside the well along with the other corpses. So far, his left leg and 3 fingers have not been found. The woman passed away.
Oh my god.
Hit his head with a sharp object repeatedly.
I think I just saw one of the collectibles. I'm not really gonna bother messing with it too much, but I'm pretty sure I just saw one on the way up. Gotta be fast for that one.
In more than 13 pieces.
Oh god, come on.
The final victim
Are you not gonna open?
5-year-old woman. Madison stabbed her at her own front door.
35 years old.
Neighbors witnessed her drag the body into the house and notified the police. The woman's body was found unrecognizable in more than 13 pieces. The final victim
Okay,
was
we
a
could knock
35-year-old woman.
this out.
Madison stabbed her at her own front door.
Then Jamie,
Witnessed her dragging the body
rest in
into the
peace, my
house and
love.
notified the police. The woman's body was
And,
found unrecognizable in
hang
more
on.
than 13 pieces.
So then we can do... You, come on.
The final victim was a 35-year-old woman.
Can we not get that last one, really? Ugh, down here. Alright, is that enough?
Witnessed her dragging
2001. Okay, so we don't know exactly, but this has got to be the last one. Okay, you're starting up on 4 or 5 early. I know where we're going. Oh, and on the way between 3 and 4, we've got to remember to try and photograph that collectible. And it's way too late to go for all of them, but I'd like to get the ones I can. This mirror has become cracked and dirty. Three. 8-3. 8-3. And a key. Okay. Okay. The number of locked doors in the world is decreasing. That's a good thing. Let's go for ground and really, really, really hope we don't have to come back here ever again. Oh, come on. I couldn't see anything. I had to guess. Hi, my God! I was just going back for the Easter egg. There we go. Now that's worthwhile. An image all in red. Alright. Now we can go, Madison. Does it annoy you that I'm trying to metagame your scares? Hi! Alright, I'm gonna keep the camera out for a while because I want to see if I can actually photograph her. We're probably gonna want to also turn the generator back on, right? I mean, I'm definitely gonna want to. Why are you saving? I'm walking down a long dark hall. Why are you saving, game? I can't see a thing. God, this is awful. Comedy really is the best coping mechanism. Like, I think I would be having a much harder time with this if I weren't doing it for the channel. This is one of the scariest games I played in a long time, and it's because of VR. And somehow, even though we've gotten used to the environment, it just keeps getting worse. Please start. Thank you. Alright, now we've got to try this key wherever it'll work. And you have been a pretty persistently locked door, so you're one of our early culprits. We finally got it. Oh, you've got a hobby cellar. These stairs seem to be clipped.
God. My body. My hands. This is what the priest was talking about. That thing is feeding off of me. What the fuck does this even mean? The house is full of clocks.
Grandpa just couldn't help but be creepy in every direction, could he? But the Polaroids here don't lie. There's a lock on this, but we have one of these. Sometimes it's nice to brute force a puzzle. Combination. 3 left, 12 right. We can't put that away, but 3 left, 12 right. Actually, I'm going to take a foodagrivel of that. If it's actually framed up properly. Cannot read that. Cannot read that. But there was another one elsewhere that said something else. Oh, but there's another one of these things. It was up here, right? So 4 right, 8 left. And the scribbles on top presumably mean that, like, these are the second half, right? Oh my god, Jesus. Okay, I didn't know that could happen. So, I'm gonna say something right now, just so you know how I'm doing this. I looked at the guide just for, like, clarification on how I'm supposed to do this! Oh my god! I'm literally just standing here. There we go. All right. Yeah, that took a couple of tries, but it made sense in the end. John, my son, I'm an old man already, and life has passed to all of us. So proud to see the man you become. So happy to have deeply enjoyed the 2 grandchildren that you gave me, Luca and Chanel. I write this letter so that one day you can understand everything that's going through my mind right now, and debunk the myth that I'm a crazy old man. God does exist, and just like him does Satan. All my life I tried hard not to believe, but time has shown me I was profoundly mistaken. Your mother was not sick at all, and I couldn't prevent her sad ending from happening. As far-fetched as it sounds, Blue Knees is real. That's what we saw on the back of the mirror in the bathroom. Not a single specialist was able to trace down the cause of her condition, not to mention find a treatment to help her fight. I truly wish I could go back in time and tell her, I believe you. I kept trying to contact her for over 15 years. Just wanted to speak with her just one last time. Soon we'll meet again, and I'll beg her to forgive me. This loneliness reminds me day after day how hard it gets to live without my most precious and beloved person in the world. At least I can see her face in every room of this huge house. Regarding the book, I tried to burn it, tear it, bury it, but there's no use bothering. It somehow manages to get back. Anyway, I now keep it in my possession, under lock and key. I will not allow history to repeat itself. Well, good job, Gramps. Thank you for being the son I've always dreamt to have. Love, your dad, Albert Maxwell. This has been a long time coming. In fact, you're tuned to the same time as on here, or at least it looks like it. I imagine that this thing over here probably has to do with the collectibles, but I'm not worrying about that. I think this goes in the clock in the hall back there, or unless we can put you right here. Hang on. Howdy. I can take you back. I just have to try you in a bunch of them, I guess. Oh my god! Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. We're getting real Unity horror game at this point. When we're just walking the halls, that's kind of how it is. Let's try this now. Yeah, see how you like it. Okay, so one of you is going to be holding something I need, right? I actually kind of like that one. Thank you, very cool. There's one right here. But still no luck. I feel like Blue Knees is what I have after standing on my feet playing this for like 6 hours. But you know what? I think that really speaks to how engaging this really is. I should have figured there'd be one down here. Alright. And I did, which is why I came here. Look, there's one over here. And then you... Oh, Actually, I'm realizing on each wall, they kind of point in different directions. I think you go here. I think that's right. And now as for you, what about you? Okay, this looks like it probably goes here. Alright. You look like you can go along that wall. And you, well, this isn't you. But I still gotta get you in order to do that. This inventory system can be really weird. Like, I can't move while I'm picking something up, but I can move while I take something out of my inventory. There you go. Stop. Oh my god. I think you're the last one. Some of these puzzles are cool, but tedious. But if I've done this right, I think I'll have gotten everything I need. Let's try this one last thing. I think we did it. Picture to remember the moment. I think now we're ready for a photo.
It seems like he never finished this one.
You want me to... Oh. I need to place something back then. Huh. You know what? You'll do. Good thing you have a convenient hook, right? Oh no, I guess not. This whole game's just got such a feeling of helplessness to it. I mean, right from the word go, we know that our only choice is compliance, not even defiance. Our character is so young and should have nothing to do with this. And just look around at where we are. Like, this whole thing just feels like such a generational curse. Like we were screwed before we were born and we had nothing we could do about it. Oh, great.
I can't take this anymore. I just can't. My whole body is going numb. Why is this happening to me?
I mean, just look at our protagonist. We don't have quips. We just suffer.
This must be a combination or something.
Okay, back to the other safe then. I walk these halls with my head down at this stage because, like, I just know it's going to throw a bunch of random jump scares at me. I'll keep the camera out just in case it tries to hit me with something. The light in Grandpa's office makes it feel like such a safe endpoint. Except for that one jump scare we had earlier. I'm not seeing any Polaroids surrounding you. Alright, so if we look at this, it looks like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 or 6 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right. 6 left, 5 right. 5 left. There we go. That was actually fairly easy. Whoa! Granddaddy was loaded. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You're really just gonna dangle this in front of me. Those are Benji's, bro. Stacks and stacks of them. Where did he get this? I mean, given this house, he had to have something, but to keep it all in cash? Okay, so what could still be locked? Oh, I know. It's the key to Johnny's room, Dad's room. I had more or less forgotten all about that door. My brain is broken. Look at that right ahead of us, and tell me that's not a minion. Okay, we need to get out of here. He is dabbling in the dark arts, and I will not be party to it. Come on, just give us a jump scare, give us a jump scare, give us a jump scare. I took a little break after the clock room to charge the controllers, and I don't feel like I'm steeled against jump scares as I was before. Like that. Here we are. Oops. I always forget that it doesn't work like over the shoulder to grab stuff. What did you do to Johnny's room?
This used to be Dad's room. What happened in here?
A part of the ritual, maybe? Oh, I get it. This is going to be some sort of balancing puzzle, isn't it? I'm guessing... there's 3 weights. One is you, another would be the clock, and another would be the other weight that we got. So, alright, good. Come on. Good. So, now what? You're you. Wait, we got the rat, the snake, the rabbit, and the shark. It doesn't seem like I can pick these things up, and if I try to use my Polaroid... Nothing yet. We've got to make it work. I keep hearing that squeaking, and I do not like it. God, just imagine what all our Polaroids would look like together in an album, all without context. Places that shouldn't exist. In order to save the bird, the rabbit jumped into the air, leaving all our friends behind. The snake below the rat remained, while the shark in the depths this plan designed. Alright, so the rabbit should be highest, I guess. Okay. I'm seeing what we have to do. Let's take you, and I think we need for that to be the shark, right? Let's say shark with the most weight. Probably the rabbit with the least. And then the rest is the matter of figuring out which of you two is which, right? Oh, that did it. I guess technically the clock is lighter than that. God, that noise is annoying me. Okay, are you ready for your shot? Oh, just had to get a little closer. She's here. That moment of dread when you see that picture turning and you just know exactly what it means. Attention being called to that door in the corner there, hiding in the shadows. Blue knees.
So this
oh my
is
God.
the book that everyone was talking about?
You're casting your eyes aside. Hang on, let's get some more light for you by standing up. And read a children's book. A long, long time ago, there was a creature whose name was unknown. He seems friendly enough, and he's got a nice house. A long, long time ago, there was a creature whose name was unknown. The devil playing with a two-headed child? And Blue Guy doesn't seem too happy about it. These illustrations. This honestly reminds me of something I would have read as a kid. One freezing frosty night, it begun to feel oh very somber that it fell into a 2 days slumber. By the third day, it woke up in blackness, with an illness so serious that both its eyes had vanished in the darkness. Like what I was feeling earlier. The creature creeped out of the bed and started crawling, looking for the eyes it knew for sure were rolling. It slithered and rolled, so its knees turned blue and sore, since its eyes popped and tumbled, both of them as dust crumbled. It is to this day that it does not have a clue, but that is no excuse to end the pursuit. We found them and they found us. Now beware those fleeting eyes, and make sure to turn on the lights, for your own sight is at stake if you cannot escape. God. I just immediately looked over to the mattress piled up against the wall over there. Look at this. It's as his room was in the 70s or so, isn't it? A hole in the floor. Oh god. Did he see this thing? I'm sorry, I'm looking straight over at the darkness under the bed over there.
The room has changed.
Hang on.
I know this is impossible, but I think Dad wrote this.
Yeah, like 30, 40 years ago. I thought we were nearing the end, but this is one of the creepiest things we've seen yet. God, all it has to do is read us a children's story, and it's already planting ideas in our head. So now I have to turn around. There's like something coming up through the floor. I was bracing myself for that. So, oh my god! Am I supposed to run? Am I? Oh my god. Can I get your autograph, please, Mr. Bloonies? The way to the front is open now. Wait, no.
The house feels like a maze. I'm sure this is what Grandma was referring to in her diary.
She wandered this in her blindness. That is horrifying. Blue Knees is real, written on the back of the mirror. Did the grandpa even know about that, or is that something that Johnny wrote as a child? Or maybe even Grandma herself. They both knew Grandpa was slow on the uptake, much like Luca. How do I... I get to turn around, huh? You said he is behind. I don't think I closed that door either. I thought I was going to come back after the controller's charged and just, like, put in the combo and finish this up. This is the worst. Oh my god! Go, 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 go! Oh my god, you got me! It's at this time I once again have to remind the game that I cannot run. At least we have a somewhat reliable way where we can maybe get a picture of something. I've been trying to capture a ghost this whole time. Here's something. Here's another one. God, it is so weird to get used to the place and then have it behave this way. I truly, truly hate listening to this, but we gotta do it again. No, come on. Oh. Oh, I see. Wait, do I have to keep trying to force you out? No, it won't work anymore. Hang on, can I grab you? There's an eye in there. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that gets rid of you! Unfortunately, we cannot keep looking at you. Did we actually want you to come here and get one of your eyes? How do I remove it? God, imagine trying to figure out what this is with no context. One in here as well. Awesome. Oh, we can take this one. We can take this one! Oh my... What am I supposed to... Oh my... And in here as well. Wait. Oh, wow, it's really everywhere. Even the attic has made its way to ground level. There's so many of these things, and I know I can take one, but I'm still not sure about the others. Do I have to do something with this? Oh, I have to... What? Yeah, that's extremely glitchy. Alright, put that in my back pocket. I hope it's not too wet. But I know there's more we can do. I have pretty eyes. Dad, you're a creep, you know that? Ooh, and that looks like a collectible. blue collectible is one of 5. I wonder if they're only around when the house is like this. Alright, but I think there's really only one place left. Oh, you're not gonna count that? Cool! Alright, you might be the last one. Okay. Now, I figure you'll probably be here shortly, so... We've got this, and we gotta go back to the toy room. Probably toss these down the hall. Get out of here, you. This gameplay, like, whenever it asks me to deal with an enemy, it's just not great, because a lot of it is just, like, really snap reaction, glitchy instant death. And when you die in a horror game, it completely obliterates any tension that was in the air. I mean, it's still scary and all because of the build-up, but it's no thanks to the danger here. I'm just gonna consider any noise to be deadly. All right. Oh, do I have to actually... Yeah, I keep forgetting this isn't a real VR game. Oop. Is he coming?
So Grandma wasn't sick at all.
I can't move.
This thing is what really killed her.
Can't move. Do you want a photo now? That's what I thought. Guys. 6. Oh my God. Just do it. Just do it. Hi. Wait, am I dead? Oh, and now we're back dealing with you again. The book has been completely scattered, destroyed. We're completely injured, but 836. Which way am I going? God. That's not good. I can't actually pull the camera anymore. I don't like hearing your voice and then looking back into darkness. My God. God, I feel so bad for this poor kid. We're almost there. Why are you trying to stop me from doing what you want? Yep. You be quiet. So 8316. 8316. Let's let this thing out. I can't even see. Come on. Eight. Three. One. You know, I feel just a little bit pressured in this moment. Wait. 6. Some kind of pedestal. Elizabeth Maxwell, it's her ashes. That's what this has all been leading toward.
The Hanged Son.
This right here has to be the most horrific thing I've ever seen in a game. Like, my God, how do you even think of this? I've got to return the camera. I was just trying everything on everything. A simple exchange. You began in the chair and you moved to the pedestal. There's no escaping this. So this is something in VR. We can even grip it with both hands. Oh, they knew this had to be a moment. It captured our last moment. No one will ever be able to explain what happened here. The nightmare is over. Complete the game. Oh, so that was Madison, and that was excellent. Honestly, like, the controls were a little wonky, and in that, you could very easily tell that this wasn't always meant to be VR. But in every other aspect of the design, it feels like, how could you do it any other way? With the scares and the environments and the escape room nature of the puzzles, I just, like, it was so perfect, so right for this medium, that I just can't imagine playing it any other way. And good God, like, what else can you say about a horror game except it is one of the scariest studio horror games that I have played in a very long time. And through it all, you feel like you're probably the one who least deserves this fate, and yet we're the one. It falls on us to break the cycle. Just like in cases of, as I imagine this game is really about, generational trauma. But it's also, like, on a literal level, a really good example of religious horror. Really capturing, like, the cruelty and the anguish that is inflicted on the people involved. And it's just such this otherworldly thing that you feel like there is some way to make sense of, but you never could yourself. The game builds up the fear of this Madison serial killer, but by the end of it, you get the impression that she is only one small part of a much greater and much older evil. Actually, I get the impression that we join her in that evil in the end. I mean, us gasping for air right at the last moment, that's not a good thing. I think that's her return. This whole game just reeks of sickness. The state that we find our grandpa's house in, the dysfunction and the breaking apart of our family right from the very beginning, our grandmother and her conditions and her struggle, the absolute misery she was in, not only physically, but being believed by no one that all of this was happening to her. And that's especially exemplified through our player character, the one who had the least to do with any of this, feels the worst of the consequences. It's all on our shoulders by the end. The photo-taking mechanic was super original, and the way it was implemented in VR was really, really good. It's weird how some mechanics, like something as simple as picking things up, could sometimes be really, really janky. And anytime I had to interact with something that required like turning or pushing or pulling, it was really, really janky. But where it counted, it worked so well for immersion. Having to hold up the camera and take a picture, take out the Polaroid itself and shake it, like that's genius. That is really genius, because it's those little things like that that help you engage and feel like you're there. The smaller environments, the escape room style. And it's at this point that I should really focus on the fact that these puzzles are, for the most part, really good. There were some that I had to consult a guide, and I was like, how would you even think to do that? Some of them required lucking into triggers, but for the most part, the puzzles were fairly logical, but generally required you to think outside the box just a little bit, to where a lot of it was really just tests of how well you were paying attention, and some of them you felt like really, really cool when you solved them. I think the reason I liked the puzzles in this as opposed to other similar games I've played is because it kind of gives you the run of the house for most of the game. You're always unlocking new things and expanding your scope, but really, as you just explore, you'll be finding a lot of little pieces as you go, and so even when you're lost on one thing, you still feel like you're making progress towards other things, rather than just banging your head against the wall. But you know what? At the end of the day, this is a horror game. And what else can I say about it except it succeeds at its primary goal, which is it is very, very scary. Very scary, not only because of the jump scare anticipation that was all throughout. I mean, there were plenty of heart-stopping jump scares, and even when you were wandering around, there were random ones that could happen that, honestly, even though they were on the level of Unity horror games where it's just a scary ass that kind of pops in and disappears a lot of the time, its build-up was just so good. I mean, this environment, even from the get-go, this environment, you just feel dirty being in it. You look down at your hands and you're covered in blood and cuts and scrapes. Even your equipment gets dirty fairly quickly. And then it's just constantly, you're learning these little pieces of lore, learning about the things that those that came before us saw. And in doing so, it puts images in our head, allows our imagination to do some of the work, anticipating just what it is we saw moving on the edge of the darkness, just what that sound is around the corner. Sound design was excellent, by the way. On the Index headphones, it was so directional. I felt that some of these things were in here with me. Right at the end there, when there were all those sounds around us, and Madison was whispering in our ear, I was just looking down, eyes locked on that lock, because I didn't want to look up and see something. It felt like she was standing over my shoulder while I was doing that, and how perfect is that for a horror climax? And this whole game was just full of things like that, following the roaches to an objective, and there's just so many things to praise about it, to the point where it overcomes all the major broken parts of it. My whole body is absolutely sore because I always intended for this to be a short series. What I did not expect was to play the entire game in 2 sittings. I had fully charged the controllers, and the only time I stopped during this entire thing was a 1-hour break after the clock room to charge those controllers. It is that immersive. I think that Blue Knees segment at the end has to be just everything that's great about this game distilled, because it might seem disconnected from the overall story, but it's really not. I mean, it had been a part of our dad's life for decades. That pretty much is the horror story from his perspective. We're just going through our own, and our grandpa through his, and our grandma through hers. It's just, it presents differently to everyone, which maybe even is another facet of the generational trauma angle. I mean, looking at that book, being transported to the past, essentially being transported to our father's child mind, and just having the ideas planted in our head of this creature. There's something about that, I think, that it allows us to appreciate the fear of monsters from a child's perspective. And it manages to do all that in just a short few minute segments, just introducing it in that moment. tell you one thing. If I were to theorize on the origin of that character, what it actually means, maybe it's the last person who stood on their feet for 7-8 hours playing this game, but if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, the link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.